My name is Ben Johnson. I'm a financial planner here at Pesta and Wealth Management.
Hi, I'm Derek Pesta, CEO and Certified Financial Planner Professional with Pesta and Wealth Management here in Cupertino, California. And today we're going to go over how we're seeing AI used in our industry, not only to build portfolios, but also just from a business perspective and helping clients.
Yeah. Do you want to kind of just touch on how we've been able to use AI in our own practice and start implementing some of that as it's been developing so quickly?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we've been using successfully is an AI note taker called Zox. And Zox allows us to focus more time listening to our clients, having a better understanding of what's most important to them, and not having to have a separate person dedicated to just taking notes. So that's been very helpful. And one of the cool things about that too is that it allows us more time back in our day, right? Because if, for example, we're spending 15 minutes after every meeting typing up the notes and logging that, which, as financial planners, you should be taking good notes and logging that in your CRM. But the beauty of the AI note takers now is that you're getting that 15 minutes back in your day. And if you're doing 4 appointments a day, that's an hour back in your day that you can use to then spend more time with your existing clients or meet new clients. So that's been a true benefit.
Absolutely. Yeah, how have you seen AI kind of implemented operationally outside of the note-taking here?
Yeah, I think outside of the note-taking itself is that it has some pretty cool integrations with other things. So for example, we use Salesforce for our CRM. And so one of the cool things there is that instead of typing up an email and sending that to your teammates to say, okay, here's the next steps, you basically just click a few buttons and those tasks automatically go out to your team members through Salesforce. And then that also serves as a way to track, that things are getting done and completed on time.
Yeah. Do you use AI for emails at all? For sending those out to clients or just internally?
Yeah, I do, but only in limited degrees. So for example, we use Gmail for our email hosting. And if it's a short reply like sure or sounds good or see you then, I'll just use those because it's easier than me typing it out and potentially misspelling it and deleting it and all that stuff. But if it's for a longer email draft, I just don't feel like it's at that level yet, nor is that something I'm comfortable with doing.
Yeah, it keeps the personal touch there.
Yeah, for sure.
How have you seen AI kind of implemented around the financial investment industry?
In the financial investment industry, it doesn't seem like it's being adopted too much in terms of building investment portfolios or creating investment strategies that use AI, at least not from what we've been seeing. We partner with some other investment firms to help build custom portfolios for our clients, and the only one that I'm familiar with is BlackRock. We use BlackRock's team to build custom portfolios for our clients, and their dedicated team I know uses Aladdin, which is like BlackRock's internal risk tool, and they've said that some of the data points are thus being fed into AI, and then they second check that with their team of CFAs and PhDs. So I guess BlackRock's really the only one I know of right now that's been using that for the past couple of years and is continuing to refine that.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
I know around the industry right now and among many investors right now, the use of robo-advisors has really started to come on strong, at least this past year. What's your take on robo-advisors, and maybe is it a good idea for some people to be getting into that right now?
Yeah. I know robo-advisors have been around for like more than 10 years now. And, the cool thing about robo-advisors is that, they can do portfolio construction, portfolio rebalance very easily, very cost effectively, and very efficiently on scale. So if you're managing, millions of households, having a robo-advisor manage those million households is a lot more efficient and easier than a human. So from that standpoint, I think it's good. But if you're looking to further customize the portfolio, or if you're looking things, beyond broad asset allocation, and you're looking for more strategies that relate to tax optimizations and things like that, That's where maybe graduating up to something that's a little bit more robust than a robo-advisor could make sense for the investors or the client's unique situation, for sure. But I think it's a good starting place. And there's a lot of cool tools they typically have with basic assumptions with modeling for financial plans. But again, it's kind of a good place to start, but I wouldn't say it's the end all be all.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I've definitely seen some people with complex situations trying to use robo-advisors, and it definitely doesn't encapsulate everything that they're trying to do long term. Maybe for the short term it can do some things well, but for those with more complex plans, it's better to get a little bit more professional advice rather than the do-it-yourself approach.
Yeah, because you don't even know what you don't know, right? And that's the biggest thing. It's what we call blind spots. And so if you're using the tools to answer questions that you know you want to ask, that's great. But what about the questions that you're not asking, or the questions you don't even know to ask? And that's where working with an advisor can help solve for those types of things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's your outlook, maybe next year to 5 years, on how AI will continue to develop in this field?
I think AI is going to allow financial planning firms, at least when I'm talking about financial services, it's going to allow firms to continue to scale without needing to hire on, new team members as much as they did in the past. So for example, where maybe as you take on more clients, for every 50 clients that you bring in, you might need to hire a new team member to enter in all that data and put that into financial plans. I'm pretty sure there's already some companies out there that are using AI to have that data that's said in conversations automatically get inputted into financial planning software. And so I think that's an instance where you're going to be able to see advisory firms serve more clients. So whereas right now maybe they're only serving 150 families per advisor, that might increase to 200 or 250. So you'll be able to help more families, and you'll be able to spend more time with each family. And so again, is that in the client's best interest? I would argue yeah, and so I'm excited to see that.
Absolutely. With so many different just AI tools out there, like ChatGPT, like Cloud, Grok, how have you seen these different softwares being implemented into your practice here?
I would say that really it's at least what I do is I might use it to generate an image, right? If I'm trying to think of something to post on LinkedIn or create an image for a blog, I might use that because I think those AI tools create some pretty nice images. I might even also do it to start the brainstorming process. So if I'm looking to write something or discuss something, I might bounce some ideas off of it. So those are some examples just to kind of get the process started.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think AI is continuing to rapidly develop, and for the past 6 months or so, I've been attending a lot of AI conferences myself up in the city, San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I've definitely been able to see just the rapid development of AI and the use of AI, even just in the past 6 months, because in February I went to an AI conference, and there was really just talking a lot about ChatGPT, Cloud, kind of the use cases for it, how it could best be utilizing it. And more recently, in the past couple months here in 2025, I recently went to an AI for marketing networking event, also in the city of San Francisco, and that's where I was introduced to things like VO3.
Oh yeah.
And other similar video generating content, as well as voice cloning and just voice creation for videos, and trying to see how AI can be more implemented there.
Yeah.
And it is rapidly advancing. And I think in the marketing industry specifically, which every business needs marketing.
Right.
I think we're about to see AI start to get implemented quicker and faster there, specifically in content creation.
Yeah, I've seen that. And I remember, I think it was last year, I was watching CNBC, and they were talking about the growth in podcasts, generally and specifically in our industry. And one of the things that they were talking about is that there was this conference, kind of probably something similar to what you went to, where they were talking about AI and being able to just generate content, based off of your voice, and I was just like, well, at the end of the day, like, why does somebody listen to your podcast? And usually it's kind of entertaining, but there's some value they derive from it. But I think when it comes to financial planning and other industries, maybe like the medical field, trust is a big thing. And I'm just not sure how much people would trust an AI podcast or an AI avatar that's giving, advice. I don't know if people are ready for that, or maybe it's a certain type of person that would be okay with that. That's something I'm still kind of grappling with or trying to understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I think if AI were to take over these podcasts, it's essentially the same thing as just typing questions into ChatGPT and then just having GPT read it out loud.
Yeah.
And so I just think those podcasts will get devalued pretty quickly.
That's what I was thinking.
Because, in just like the short bio section for each video, they usually go over it, and if you're just paste that into ChatGPT, I'm sure it'd give you a similar answer for the exact stuff that they will be talking about there.
Yeah.
But there's definitely still a need for just a level of expertise for the expert professionals in each industry and each field. And I think the great thing about podcasts is you get free access to a lot of these experts and professionals,
yeah,
and get
cool.
to hear their opinions.
Yeah. And I think too, like, when I summarize like what's the outlook, I think, and this has been said many times, I'm the first person to say it, but I think AI is just going to be a tool to assist people in their daily lives. It's not necessarily something that's going to, replace everybody. I think some jobs will get replaced, and that's just the nature of innovation. But I think for the most part, AI is going to be a tool that people in almost any industry will use to assist them to make them more productive.